It's very exciting to see the world best entertainment presenter and analyst joining us this morning, looking very different. Typically, I would expect to see him in his usual space boy parachute look, but today he's wearing native, and I'm very excited to see that. Good morning, Sam Dandy. What happened?
Hi, good morning. See, I'm a Yoruba boy. I remember that today. So I said, you know what? Let me just come looking fly like this.
It's a nice look anyway.
When
Just not your regular.
Yes, not your regular. When you're going home, you should make a video using the song Omo Yoruba Le Mio
Swagger. That's a nice one. That's a nice one.
Talk to us. What's going on?
All right, so there's a lot that's happened, of course, in the entertainment scene. But let's start with this one. Nigerian multi-award winning musician Ckay has just made history in the United States. The 27-year-old star has just reportedly been crowned the best-selling African artist in the history, of course, in the United States. Now, the achievement is for his 2019 smash hit, Love Watiti. Now, the global hit song got certified platinum after selling over 1 million copies in the U.S. alone by the RIAA. Now, it is also estimated to have made over 1.6 million US dollars in the United States alone in 2022, which is the highest for an African artist in history. Now, several platforms have since begun to share the details that Love Watiti, the record, was the 47th best-selling song of 2022 in the United States. Now, born Chukwuka Ekwezun, the sensational singer has already begun 2023 on a high note, nominated side by side other hit Nigerian musicians at the iHeart Music Awards. Now, Nigerian songstress Thames, African giant Burna Boy, Peru singer Fireboy DML, and Starboy Wizkid were also nominated in the Afrobeats Artist of the Year category. Now, 27-year-old Thames holds the most nominations for an African this year, with 4 nods, including the Best Collaboration category for Mega's hit song, Wait For You, with Future and Drake, as well as R&B Song of the Year category and Best New R&B Artist. Now, Young Sarema also got a nomination for, the Best Music Video. Now, this is, of course, for his collaboration with Selena Gomez on the Calm Down song, the remix. Now, African fans better show them all the love because that particular category is a socially voted, spot. So I guess the highest votes will definitely win that one. Now, let's move to this story. Let's go to the Gold Coast. After the success of the 2022 Afrochella Music Festival, its co-founder, Kennedy Agyapong Jr., has finally disclosed the verdict of the copyright infringement lawsuit from Coachella. Now, recall that after 3 years of warning letters, Golden Voice, the concert giant behind the American annual music festival, Coachella, laid claims that the Ghana African Festival was intentionally trading on the goodwill of the Coachella brand. Now, in this update, reports say Afrochella's co-founder has disclosed that they won the copyright infringement lawsuit. In a recent radio interview, Kennedy himself disclosed the update with very little detail. He added that despite winning the case, changing the name from Afrochella was necessary for rebranding after 5 years. Here's what he says. He says, speaking on the festival's name change, this is a rebirth, starting something new. The future is Africa, and we want people to come to Africa. So that is why we wanted to do Afro Future. The future is bright, and we want more people to come to the continent, he says. Now, should the lawsuits have been lost, many festival goers would have missed out on the star-studded Afrochella concert that went down last December. I know it's still the one where our star fell on stage, but a lot of people still performed. It was such a great performance, and people were all across the world present there, so it's beautiful to see. Now, on the international scene, following complaints from 4 members of the public and an investigation by the Advertising Standard Authority, ASA, Britain's advertising regulator has banned a poster promoting Demi Lovato's most recent album. Now, this is for being likely to cause serious offense to Christians. Now, the poster, which made its way to several sites across London since August 2022, promoting the album Holy, has now been pulled down. Reports say that the poster's image showed Demi Lovato sprawled across a large cushioned crucifix in a leather bondage-style outfit. Now, under the UK's code for non-broadcast advertising, ads must be prepared with a sense of responsibility and must not contain anything likely to cause serious or widespread offense. Now, it was reported that the complaints challenged whether the ad itself had the potential to cause serious or widespread offense, while another suggested that it was irresponsibly placed where children could see it. Following investigations, it was agreed that both the language used and the imagery used for this cover, could cause serious offense. And this is what they said. They said it must not appear in any form or, unless it was suitably targeted. Now, this is the 30-year-old singer's 8th studio album and is themed around her difficulty with drugs and addiction. Now, I know this was something that I know there was a campaign, of course, back in the time where kids, were dressed in this harness with teddy bears and people complained about it. Now, do you think this one is also justifiable? She's an adult now in this harness outfit on these platforms. Do you think people were a little too mean to pull this down or to ask that this be pulled down? What do you think about this?
I generally think, a lot of times people, like to, the Nigerian way would be to say it would be to take Panadol for another person's headache. And, we live in an era where people are triggered or offended by even things that normally they could ignore. So
Right.
it's not shocking to me. I wouldn't say that they overdid it or they did, a wrong or anything, but I think it's the era that we are in. We should get used to, I don't think we should get used to it. But we should understand that we're in an era where people are offended by things that really should not concern them, and everyone, a lot of people wake up in the morning thinking about what things to be offended by, today. So,
Whilst I agree with that we can be extra sensitive, but in this case, I'm glad that they've pulled it down, because when it comes to conversations about religion and faith, people's religion is very, very particular to them. It's something that they're not very comfortable with, right? And if she, especially because that photo is it has sexual innuendos,
Right.
and she's wearing a crucifix. The Christian faith won't find it comfortable. And a lot of time we've heard that people who are Christians would say that if it was another faith, they would not try certain things, but they do it with the Christian faith and they get away with it. So respect people's
good point,
faith.
actually.
I'm glad that they pulled it down, really.
I agree with that.
I agree. It's a super sensitive topic for sure.
Yeah. But that's not to say that beyond this particular conversation, we're getting very, very sensitive by the day, extra sensitive. And that's something to watch out for. Anyway, thank you, Sam Dandy, for joining us this morning. See you around.
Thank you for having me.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You
And
too.
Omo Yoruba, Lemiu, I'm waiting to see the video on
Swagger.
Instagram.